You are watching Joseph TV show, the place to be.
The majority of the crimes committed in the United States of America are committed by the black minority. So can you for just 1 second stop and think how crazy things must be in South Africa, where the population is 90% black and the white population is just a little bit under than 7%. So after signing the expropriation without compensation bill, the ANC can violently go and take your property at any given time for any given reason for no compensation. On top of that, in the most crime-ridden country, right? The most crime-ridden country, the rape capital of the world, the infant rape capital of the world, the hijack capital of the world, and over 85 murders a day, you are now not allowed to protect yourself. You heard me correctly. The ANC have now commenced to start dismantling the entire private sector security. Yes, you can no longer protect yourself. The country is about to go into a full war zone, and we can do nothing about it as whites.
If people want to leave South Africa because we're demanding our land, bye-bye. You are free to go. No one is holding a gun on your head. But we can guarantee you, you will come back, because we are going to flourish with or without you. And let's tell you, we will not be like Zimbabwe, because ours is going to be done through the constitution and with the masses of our people on board. No blood is going to be split. No one is going to die. All of us, through the power of persuasion, are going to agree to amend Section 25 to allow expropriation of land without compensation.
In the past several days, I've been asked countless times what it feels like to be a legal immigrant in the United States of America. Man, I can tell from first-hand experience that the American dream is alive. And after listening to President Donald Trump have the State of the Nation address last night, I am just so enthralled to be in this country. As an immigrant who came here legally, sought asylum, and has now started adding to the community. I've been able to purchase a house. I've been able to acquire a farm. I've got myself a vehicle, and I've got myself a very good job. It is just amazing to live in the free world. Now, coming from South Africa, I'm not used to safety. I'm not used to a law and order. Yeah, if you pick up the phone, the police come. That in its own, that is freedom. Because I come from South Africa, which is in turmoil. It's a completely communist state under communist rule by Cyril Ramaphosa, where they can expropriate your land without compensation. And the time is coming where if they want your car, they can just take your car. The crime is off the charts in South Africa. The rape is immense. The infant rape is immense. And now they just start taking land. There's land grabs going on. And in my personal opinion, there is no other word. There is an ethnic cleansing and a genocide of white minorities. So I'm so excited for the farmers to come over to the United States from South Africa and start making America healthy again, start making America great again, because they have been farming in Africa for so many years under the most horrendous situations and conditions. Not only the weather, but the pagan leadership of the ANC has gone out and actually murdered these farmers, torturing them and killing them. And the times have to change for the South Africans. And Trump bringing over the working white minority of South Africa is going to bolster and boost up this economy. We'll see the price of eggs go down. We'll see the price of corn go up. And it is going to be a great time as the South African farmer unites with the Americans. Because I can tell you also firsthand, the Americans receive us with wide open arms. And it is such a blessing to live in the land of the free.
Those people who are being enticed to go to the United States do not fit the definition of a refugee. A refugee is someone who has to leave their country out of fear of political persecution, religious persecution, or economic persecution, and they don't fit that bill. They don't fit that description. And I had a conversation with President Trump on the phone, and he said, "What's happening down there?" And I said, "President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true. And I added to him, I said, we were well taught by Nelson Mandela and other iconic leaders like Oliver Tambo on how to continue to build a united nation out of the diverse groupings that we have in South Africa. We're the only country on the continent where the colonizers came to stay, and we have never driven them out of our country. So they are staying, and they're making great progress. It's a fringe grouping that does not have a lot of support, that is anti-transformation and anti-change, that would actually prefer to see South Africa going back to apartheid type of policies. And I said to him, I would never do that. I learned at the feet of Nelson Mandela, and we intend to proceed with the implementation of our constitutional architecture. And I thought in my conversation with him early in the morning at 4 o'clock South African time, he understood that. And I said, I'd like to come and meet him so that we can discuss this matter further. So those people who have fled are not being persecuted. They are not being, hounded. They are not being treated badly. And they are leaving ostensibly because they don't want to embrace the changes that are taking place in our country in accordance with our constitution. So we think that the American government has got the wrong end of the stick here, but we'll continue talking to them.
If you're white, you're wrong in South Africa. You're a land thief, you are a racist. The whole time it's being told, and there is racist white people, plenty of them.
You say you're not a racist white person?
No, not at all. I've got many black friends. I think I've got more African black men as friends as white friends. I'm tired of being told, just because I'm white, I'm a thief. Just because I'm white, I'm wrong in this. I had nothing to do with apartheid. Nothing.
Is there anything specific that's happened, Charles, that made you think, I've got to get out of here? I've got to leave?
After the death threats and stuff and my machinery being cut up, and I'm still, after reporting everything to the police, not getting any protection or anything like that. The only thing that's left on my farm is a sign that says mining area. All the fences has been taken off, home gates has been broken off.
There are voices out there, including the South African president, who has called you cowards.
Yeah.
You've got other Afrikaners who are saying that you're not refugees, you're opportunists, that you've abandoned the country. What would you say to those people?
I had to leave a 5-bedroom house, which I will lose now because I'm not going to pay for it. Behind, my car behind, my dogs behind, my mother behind. It is not, I didn't come here for fun, but my children are safe.
What was it like when you got off the shuttle bus and came into that hangar and were greeted by the Trump administration?
It was overwhelming. I didn't expect that because I thought we're going to be in a shuttle bus, taken somewhere, and we will start working. All of us that is there, we know we're going to start here from the bottom because we are the new people here. We're going to start from the bottom. Do you ever worry that you might be caught up in some big political game here? That you're a pawn somehow? Yeah, it's a scary thing, but people mustn't think we're just taking advantage of this. We're coming here to make a contribution to the country.
Everyone, Corvin here, South African refugee, aka Americana. I just needed to do this video because in my last 2 videos I spoke about people not filling in the forms to become Afrikaner refugees. So I want to show you what forms you should be filling in from the US Embassy. It shows you how you can become a refugee. That's the problem with South Africans back home that didn't get the trip and never got the ticket to come here. Some of you don't even know how to do it, and yet you are out here making us sound like we have done something wrong. I will show you we have done nothing wrong. Have a look. So if you want to be a refugee, this is the form you will have to fill. You will have to fill in. Now, look at this. It says, which options best represent the personal circumstances that you believe qualifies. It's not about what others think about your situation. It's what you believe. Like, point number 1, past persecution based on race. Now, if you've lived in South Africa, you should not have a problem filling in this part, past persecution based on race, because we had apartheid. So in apartheid, there were lots of people who were facing past persecution. You guys must not act like, you're not facing it. It doesn't say between this year and this which year. It just says past persecution. Take a chance before you criticize us. Next, it says past persecution based on religion. Now, if for at any point in your life you said you believe in, for example, maybe you wanted to believe in a tree, and then other people said, that's ridiculous, how can you believe in a tree? And you're like, because I want to believe in a tree. And then they said, no, that's ridiculous, you are so dumb, your God is so dumb, trees are not gods. That is persecution based on your religion. And next we have past persecution based on nationality. So you're South African, so you are all the same nationality. So if you get persecuted based on your nationality, it comes from outside the community. So let's say an American said, oh, your country got no electricity, your country is always having problems, your country, we don't want you because you're coming with the problems of your country is useless. Let's say an American said that. Then you can fill that in because you are now being persecuted by an American, and then you're going to go to America. Yeah. Next we have past persecution based on political opinion. Now, if you at any point said, for example, I want to vote for Mkonte Wesizwe, the MK, and people said, oh, your former leader, Jacob Zuma, was the president and he's a crook, and you must also be a crook, and only crooks vote for Jacob Zuma. That is past persecution based on political opinion. So if you are an MK voter, you can also apply. Let me just move myself out the way here. Okay, where can I go? Alright, next is fear of future harm based on all the things about. So maybe nothing's happened to you, but you think that in the future something may happen to you. That is enough. Donald Trump wants you to feel safe in your country, and if you're not feeling safe, you can apply. The rules are here. And there's one more. Should you remain in or return to South Africa? Membership in a particular... okay, so it's all part of the same one. So this is now, if you're part of a group, and they're saying that group is like, are they pariahs to... So, for example, if let's say you are a para, they call them paras, and you're living under the bridge, and people are making fun of your social group, saying, oh, you guys, you live under the bridge, or you steal copper pipes. And it's not true. Maybe you don't steal. Maybe you're not one of those that steal copper pipes. Maybe you steal avocados from the tree. But they're still putting you all in one group and discriminating. They don't want to talk to you. They say, get out of my space. You are really facing persecution, and you should definitely go to America. So I just wanted to make this clarified for all those that are being very difficult about the fact that we Afrikaners are doing so well and they're so upset with us. Not our problem. We have done everything that was required on the refugee claim form. You guys, the problem you have is you are thinking of refugees from the perspective of, oh, they're running away from their homes and people are trying to kill them and they burnt down or they bombed their home and they all ran and they went to a hospital and they bombed the hospital. No. Nothing in this form requires that. The Americans have not required the Afrikaners, us, to have any of that for us to be refugees, and that is not our fault. Thank you.